Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? It's time again for another knife of the day. I'm going through my 4 Pelican cases. They're really packed tightly full of knives. We started with the Spyderco knives about, I don't know, 3 months ago. And we're continuing through that collection. Someone asked, so when are you moving on to the other collection? As soon as I'm done with Spyderco. We have a bunch of other knives. I carry them in 4 Pelican cases, 3 1550s and 1 1600. And now I have a bunch of them on my desk because I need another Pelican case. And I don't know if I'm doing another Pelican case or starting to sell off knives for the first time ever. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the knife of the day. And by the way, don't email me, don't in the comments, don't ask if I'm going to sell these knives. Right now, I'm not. When I want to start figuring out to get that van for retirement, believe me, you'll know, okay? So, no, I'm not interested in selling right now. But let's talk about these knives of the day. This is an interesting one. The knife of the day is the Spyderco P-Call. I'm calling it P-Call. It's P with an apostrophe K-A-L. And I know that I seem to have a lot of English majors that watch this channel. Of course, I am not an English major. So if you have other pronunciations, please put them in the comments for others to see. But let's talk about this. Pical is a Filipino word for to rip. To rip, R-I-P. This is used in a Filipino martial arts sense. It is a self-defense tactical weapon. It was developed for Spyderco by Craig Douglas, who is a renowned self-defense expert. I am not a self-defense expert, but I really liked this knife when it came out. So let's talk about it. Let's start with this blade. It's S30V steel from Crucible, CPM S30V, great steel. It's full flat ground, and it has the curve, and it's almost like a hawkbill blade, but doesn't carry it out all the way. Is not one of the Spyderco reverse S blades that we're so used to in their tactical weapons, like the Matriarch or the Civilian. Instead, it has this really nice kind of almost Warncliffe blade with that tilt. Good thick stock. Again, it has that point that you need to insert it where it needs to go, but unlike the reverse S on those tactical knives from Spyderco, and I'll show you a little Matriarch at the end when I compare these to other knives, that edge on the Matriarch, the Civilian, and those kind of knives are really, the tip is really thin for piercing. So much so that Spyderco says, not for EDC use. This knife actually could be used for EDC use because of this. But very good slicing. It is a self-defense knife. And this right here is interesting. You see this right here? Yeah, it's an Emerson wave, but it's removable. So it's easy to screw up in and screw out. And so if you really know how to use this as a martial artist, whether you want the wave, and of course an Emerson wave, when you pull it right out of the pocket, it catches to your pocket and automatically opens. So as soon as this comes out of the pocket, it's open and ready to go. I keep thinking that if I ever want to get serious learning how to use this, they do have a trainer. Spyderco, for a number of their knives, they also offer a trainer. The trainer is exactly like the knife, same weight and everything, and most of the time the same steel. The only difference is, for this trainer, this would have multiple holes through it so you can catch it in different ways on the blade, and no real edge. It's a false edge, so of course you wouldn't get cut. So if you're in martial art classes, they would be using the trainer. I have a trainer for my Endura and one for the Delica. I want to get a trainer. The problem is the trainers, for me, the trainers, because they duplicate the knife in every way except for the edge, they cost exactly like the knife. So they can cost on you. So that's the blade, just a real nice blade. I love that they kept it under, just barely under the 3 inches. That is a problem for some of you where you live. This is a 2.95 inch blade. The edge is 2.8 inches. The total length is 7.4 inches. I'm going to compare this to the Delica and the Little Matriarch. It's about that size. It's just a real handy, smaller knife that you can really put a lot of power behind this blade for self-defense. 3.7 ounces. Now, this handle is something else. It's very comfortable. I actually hold it like this with my thumb on the Emerson Wave. Remember this, you just screw it out if you don't like it. Obviously, I don't know how this is used, but in the reversed grip, they have jimping here on this side. They don't really have jimping on this side going up to the blade. It's black G10. It has Spyderco's ball bearing lock, very strong lock. It has a wire clip, and for left or righty, tip up only. Left, right, tip up only. It really feels nice in the hand. It really does. But it is a self-defense knife. Interesting knife, right? Good steel. I love the removable Emerson Wave. Of course, I really like Spyderco's ball bearing lock. Has the wire clip. Again, in between a Hawkbill, really, and a Warncliffe. But man, it does feel comfortable. It looks crazy, doesn't it? But it feels very comfortable in the hand. This, my friends, is the knife of the day. I pronounce it Pikal, P'(K)A)L. It is used in a Filipino martial art. It's available from Spyderco. It also has the trainer. So if you really want to get serious with this, get the trainer so you don't cut yourself as you're learning how to use it. I just loved it because it looked great. It's a fascinating shape of a knife. I'm comparing it to, as you can see, the reverse S blade of the Little Matriarch plain edge and the Delica. That's it. That's the knife of the day. If you're enjoying these knives of the day, this series, Monday through Friday, I introduce a new knife out of my collection. We're still making our way through the Spyderco collection. Don't forget to show your love and like it with that thumb up. It just gives me a reason to keep doing these every single day. You can share the link with friends. Also subscribe. That really helps me. And turn on your notifications. Once you subscribe, there's a little bell. Hit that too. That way YouTube won't bury this video and you'll know whenever I post one. Hey, I really appreciate all of you guys. You have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Take good care of yourself. Goodbye.